Sanibonani.
Yes.
Let me start with you. 37th, you're celebrating your 37th. That's a big feat. Congratulations. What does it take to get to this big moment?
Thank you so much. We're honored to be here. 37 is indeed a big number. It's nearly 40. It takes so much behind the scenes. There is so much stress, there's so much organizing, there's so much calling, there's so much booking of artists and coordinating, hiring, and getting banners up. It's exciting. It's particularly exciting because it's in Soweto where the people are, and also youth. A lot of youth. So we're very excited.
Sure. And Zama, when you started all those years ago, what was the big idea?
Basically, Soweto Festival, it was started by my predecessor. But when we took it some years back, our intention was just to unite Soweto and make sure that we make a greater impact in the whole of Soweto. If you can see now, we have changed some different facilities of Soweto. The Soweto Festival is in different places, not what it used to be, only to be in one place. Our intention was to touch each and every corner of Soweto and empower the Sowetans.
Right. And all these years later, it's still managing to achieve that which you set out. So there's a lot happening before the big event at the Nazareth Expo Center on the 5th of December. Let's start with the film festival that will be taking place. What is the intention there?
Okay, so this year we are launching the Soweto International Film Festival. Basically, it's to open up the arts, especially to the youth. We know that we've had lockdown, we've had depression, we've had people, artists not getting jobs. So this is to officially open the arts and find platforms where filmmakers, artists, musicians can come together and share, especially online. How do we move beyond lockdown? How do we showcase our art? As you know, film is the one discipline that houses all other arts: music, dancing, writing, all of the skills. So basically we launch on the 23rd of November, which is on Monday. We start with Africa Day. We're going to speak about excellence in Africa, Africa being the new frontier for film, to look to Africa for film, and specifically to the youth and to our townships, because we need to take back our narrative. On Tuesday, the 24th, we then have Soweto and Youth Day. This is to honor the youth way back from '76 who fought for our liberation, but now we need the youth to be on the bandwagon with the new revolution of digital. So we need data to be cheaper so that we can then stream our films. And also we want to teach them how to start a YouTube channel, how to have social media presence. That's all online. And then third, this is a heavy subject, but we are ending off with hope with it. We've produced a documentary on GBV. As you know, during lockdown, GBV went up by 80%. So we will be launching 16 Days of Activism, which is actually starting on the 25th of November, along with the country. And we'll be discussing why are we having such high femicide rates in our country? What can we do? We'll have a dialogue which we have invited Department of Social Development and the men to join us in the dialogue as we screen both the documentary and talk about outcomes, roots and recoveries of GBV.
We can never stop having that conversation. And it can never get old. I just want to touch on something that you mentioned in terms of Africa and film. Will we see cultural exchanges, filmmakers from elsewhere on the continent?
Well, this year, because of lockdown, it's been very, very difficult. But we managed, thanks to Mr. Kambi sitting next to me, to bring a Nigerian from Nollywood so that we have that international element. So at least we are engaging with Nollywood to say, how did you start? How come your guys' numbers are up? What can we learn from Nollywood? So we will definitely have Nollywood. But other than that, we'll have the township engaging with itself and preparing for next year for a bigger film festival with more international artists and filmmakers beyond COVID.
Sure. Mr. Kambi, that's something that did also catch my attention, not only the theatre element of it, but the Maskandi versus Jazz Festival on the 28th at the Jabavu Stadium. Tell us more about that.
This year, Soweto Festival is packed. Immediately just after that, we are going to Jablana Stadium, where is called the Battle of the Giant. If you see the lineup there is packed. We'll have Kuzana in the house, we'll have all the different top jazz, Imba, all the different top, both jazz and Maskandi. So they'll be competing amongst each other. So we will be showcasing our music and our culture in style. on the 28th. I think maybe moving then from there, we are going to be on the 29th, Soweto 7 Colors. Soweto 7 Colors is one of the events which has been happening every month. So Soweto Festival, it will be the closing for this year. The closing event, people of Soweto, they know because every month they normally go to Soweto Theatre. So it will be one of the best events, which is the closing ceremony of the Soweto 7 Colors at the Soweto Theatre. Then before we move to Maponya Mall, your Soweto Food and Bev Festival. Please, I'm asking you, you must taste. Is a wine tasting, is a bev tasting, not drinking. So this time we are going to be having that food and bev festival where various food and bev and wines will be tasted by the Sowetans before then the final one. Yeah.
Sure, just tasting.
Taste only.
Okay. Just in closing the conversation, of course, it's a very difficult time to be organizing something this big. In terms of protocols for COVID-19, they will be observed, no doubt?
Yes. COVID-19 lockdown restrictions are observed. We've taken note of the numbers that are restricted in the seats. We are actually, it's bookings. You have to come and book. It's bookings at sowetofilms.co.za so that we then are aware of the numbers and there's spaces in between the seats. Everybody will not be allowed in unless they have a mask on. We have actually bought sanitizers. We'll have ushers and people at the stations who are doing that. And Ster-Kinoko themselves were not open. They are only opening for us for that time and only for our guests so that we actually observe the lockdown regulations.
Again, a big congratulations and all the best of luck for the festival. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for, but thank you very much for joining us.
Come along.
And it's also available virtually.
Oh, okay.
So those who cannot come there, they can
catch
catch it.
Awesome. Ngozi, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
This morning. Nonkululeko Ndlovu as well as Makambi are the directors of the Soweto Expo Festival.